Music supervisors, people in sync, they get a lot of music. The most important part is to follow instructions. At the end of the day, we're professionals. Nobody's gonna care about whether you're ready or not. Does anybody know what a mechanical license is? You do?
Yeah, my idea of a mechanical license is like all the like for it to be like printed on like CDs or tape or anything that's like physical or like iTunes, I guess now. Or like you know how it used to be where you would be able to like buy a song off of iTunes, so those would still be mechanical royalties.
Yeah.
It's
a license to
own the product. Right?
Not to own the product, to make a reproduction of a song, of a composition.
Yeah.
So like for example, let's say Whitney Houston and Dolly Parton. There's many different ways to go about it. You can use the Harry Fox agency, which they're like a mediator. A notice they'll send it to the copyright owner, and then that's one way of obtaining a mechanical license, or you negotiate directly with a party. So basically that, I'm going to go through this real quickly because I don't want to stay on this part, but I mean the mechanical license is basically a license that you obtain when you are reproducing an existing copyright, a sound recording.
When you mean reproducing, is it your song or somebody else's song you're reproducing? Mechanical.
I'm either or, intellectual property. So if someone wants to do a recording of your song,
yeah,
you have to get a mechanical license, technically, vice versa.
Mm-hmm. And obviously you're going to tell us where to go get the mechanical license to reproduce that particular sound, or is it the same as sampling a sound, or is that two different things?
Sampling is different.
Okay.
Sampling is you taking a piece of the song and
right.
So
I
you
need to go to the same process for mechanical licensing.
I think. Well, I don't know if Harry Fox does that. I'm not particularly sure, but you would need to negotiate with the copyright holder.
Mm-hmm. You got to go through it's called pyramid of sample.
Right.
That's a whole other department.
That's a whole different part.
Master recording rights. That's basically rights pertaining to the master. So again, like we just talked about, when we're licensing music to film, and we're getting an SR license. Mm-hmm. This pertains to that. Composition rights, pertaining to the PA, the composition, and the performance rights, right? Has everybody signed to a PRO here?
ASCAP.
ASCAP? Anybody else?
Yeah.
PRO?
BMI.
Nobody? Only two people here are signed to a PRO?
I'm with BMI.
A what?
A PRO, Performance Rights Organization. No.
They don't want to collect your royalties for you.
They collect your royalties when your music is played in public performance, technically.
Radio, TV, etc.
Radio.
Right. So, I mean, I would suggest everybody, that's probably something that you want to do almost as soon as possible, because everybody, I assume, has music, and I assume everybody in here wants to make money off their music, and once you put it out, you don't know where it's going to go, especially in the digital age. So once it's out, you might have a hit in South Africa or China or wherever, you might not know, and that song is generating royalties, and it's going to sit there in an account, unclaimed royalties, and because you don't have your publishing set up. So in that, what I'm saying here, the reason why I'm going through performance rights is because you guys could get started today on sync. It might take you a little bit while, but you might get something in a couple weeks or a couple months, your first placement if you don't have it. And say you got a Burger King spot, a placement for Burger King, and they start playing your song everywhere. within their ad. It's already generating value, it's generating money, and you need to be ready. Like nobody, like at the end of the day, we're professionals, and nobody's gonna care about whether you're ready or not. So these are the basics that you need to get started with. If you're not signed up with a PRO, I suggest you do that today or within the next couple of weeks. So the best practices for sync is to make sure you follow instructions. Music supervisors, people in sync, they get a lot of music. And the most important part is to follow instructions. A lot of people don't follow instructions, right? Make sure everything is set up in your metadata. Make sure you have, when you exporting your music or whether you input it through iTunes or something like that, make sure all your data is there. Make sure your contact information is there in the linear notes. Make sure you have the BPMs, key. You want to make the process easy for the people who are going to use your music. So once you send your music and the music supervisor gets it, it's going to go to the editor. It's going to go to the sound editor. It's going to go to the film editor or video editor. It's going to might go to the producer, the director. If the director wants a particular song, the director might have a hands-on process in that song, in curating that song. So it's going to go to a lot of people. And then on top of that, there's going to be a lot of cuts being made. You're going to have the director's cut. You're going to have the producer's cut. Music supervisor might have their cut. So it's going to go through a lot of processes, and it's going to be in the hands of a lot of people. So you have to be ready. You have to be prepared. And you want to make it as easy for them as for you. So if they choose your music and they put it out to the world, they know, hey, I can contact you. So that's the most important part. And be a one-stop shop. So you know what a one-stop shop is?
Yeah.
Your website.
No, somebody that does it all. Like you have it all. One-stop shop. Like you could be able to produce the beat.
Not exactly.
The writer.
So when you say be a one-stop shop, that means you say, three of you right here, you produce some music, you produce a music track, and obviously all three of you have different rights to the song, right? So you want to be able to have everything cleared, everything negotiated. So like when I come to, let's say,
split sheet. No.
Let me finish my point. So let's say if I come to you and I say, hey, I like your song, I don't have to go to all three of you and negotiate differently, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I mean, with the labels, it's a little bit different because, they have, sometimes you have writers with different publishers and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. But they have a different leveraging point in terms of what they can do. But you want to make it as simple as possible.